An estimated $10 billion will be on the table betting on men's college basketball games during March Madness, and much of it illegal. In fact, it's estimated that illegal sports betting is a $150 billion a year industry. New Jersey is just one of many states hoping to tap into that money by legalizing sports betting. But a federal law passed in 1992 is stopping them. The law is called the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act. It bans most states from sponsoring, operating, and promoting any sports wagering. Now, New Jersey is challenging that law before the U.S. Supreme Court, saying it's unconstitutional, violating the 10th Amendment, which supports states' rights. And nearly 24 other states have sided with New Jersey. The opposition is the NCAA, the NBA, the NFL, and other sports organizations. Famed attorney Ted Olson argued for New Jersey before the High Court in this case and is now just waiting on the ruling. It's so nice to have you with us.
Thank you very much.
You bet. So walk me through what really is at issue here.
People all over the United States bet on sports, but it's illegal because of this federal statute. And New Jersey felt that in order to reinvigorate its casinos, Atlantic City and so forth, this would be very helpful for them to be able to do what Nevada already does, which allows sports betting. Nevada is the only state where it's permissible under the federal law.
Does that make a difference in your case? I mean, does that, as you have presented now before the Supreme Court, is the fact that there is this exception for Nevada, and in fact, technically, there was potentially an exception for New Jersey. They just didn't get around
to it. Well,
that
was, they gave New Jersey a chance to join up with Nevada. Two Jersey at the time didn't want to do that. The fact is that it's optical. It's very important for us to understand that betting on sports is a $200 or $300 billion industry in the United States. Except for Nevada, it's illegal. So it's taking place. And what New Jersey is saying, all we want to do is to regulate the people that are involved in this business.
I know it's framed as a states' rights issue and is a states' rights issue, but really, for legal neophytes, it's a money grab. Over $200 billion that exists that are now illegal.
Well, it's very important if the activity is taking place and if the state is going to oversee it, to make sure the books are open, to make sure the right people are doing it, to make sure that casinos are operated in a certain way, like they are in Nevada.
Theoretically, it's huge. This is not a New Jersey versus the NCAA story. This is really every state would then jump into this, right?
Of course, because the states are knowing this is taking place. It's underground. It's organized crime.
There's lots of money. I know you stay away from the money argument, but listen, at the end of the day, I think much of this is driven by there's a whole bunch of money and other people are getting it and the states could have it.
Well, that's certainly true. I'm not saying that that's not true. It's certainly true. But it's also a good government issue. If you have something that's taking place, prohibition, did that work? No, it didn't work because people were going to do it anyway, and criminals ran it. And criminals brought other kinds of legal problems, shootings, mob violence, tax evasion, all of those things. The same is true here to a certain degree.
The NCAA said, and others on that side said that they were concerned that if New Jersey wins, it damages the integrity of the game. What do you think of that argument?
I think that they're totally wrong, because if it's being run by criminals, that's the risk. You can't watch it carefully if criminals are doing it and not opening their books, and they're doing it in secret.
You argued this case back in December. How do you feel about it? Are you confident? Like genuinely confident that you're going to win this?
We always think that when we argue a case in the Supreme Court, we're going to win.
That's why I said genuinely. I know. Believe me. I've done interviews for people who've argued before the Supreme Court, and they're always like, "We're winning." But well, really, do you think you're going to win?
You convince yourself. I do think that we're right, and I do hope, and I'm hopefully confident, a little bit of confident, that the Supreme Court will recognize that the issue is important and should be decided.
Ted Olson, it's so nice to have you with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time. I appreciated being here.